influencers are influential for a reason, and people look to them to find answers to questions that they have, and they want to run the same gear that somebody who's been there and done that, so to speak. You know what I mean? And so for me, getting those optics out to the right people and saying, hey, I want you to try this. I want you to let me know your feedback. Anytime I send something out for marketing, there is zero request for, hey, feature set that I want you to talk about. Please mention the price. Talk about
So you're
this,
not
talk
a
about
light
that.
what?
I don't do that. I mean, when you asked for a light, what did I say? Got you. I'll send you one. And that was it. There was no, hey, back and forth. Here's the features you need to talk about. Here's your points that I need you to hit. Here's the marketing side of it. There's none of that, because all that I ask of anybody that I send a product out to is use it as hard as you possibly can and tell us how to make it better. That is
Mm-hmm.
it. There is nothing more to it other than that. And
And
tell me
and
your honest
can
feedback. And
confirm. I've literally, I think even Daniel sent me a thing, was like, hey man, we're gonna send you something. Just send us feedback if you have any. Like, no, can we get this video up by this date? No, can you?
you won't see it
I've
happen.
literally had a company, and I may have mentioned them earlier at some point, say like, hey, can you send us some footage of you with the gun, but send us some footage of it like in a pile of bullets. I'm like, you guys are asking me to do paid product
Content.
photography and
Yeah.
video, like,
Yeah.
but you're sending me a product that's already stupid cheap. Like, what is happening
Right.
here? What do I look like?
Yeah, and I think, for me, wearing so many hats at the company and being the one that takes those pictures, that takes time and
Mm-hmm.
energy. It is not a free commodity. My optic is worth a certain threshold for sure, but it is not worth me having any demands or expectations of what you're going to do with it after the fact. I understand the time and energy that goes into making a video. It is not an overnight couple of hour process. Like, it
No,
is not
it's
that
not.
simple. Spending the time, ammo, driving out to the range, time away from your family, going out there, putting in that effort, and actually putting time into reviewing something to say, here's why I like it. Just even that video of you in the parking lot saying, hey, check this out. This high candela light gets right through that photonic barrier. Turns out not a problem whatsoever. If somebody was in a vehicle and they're coming at me and I had to see if they had a gun, I'm going to see it. And for me, it's the direct feedback that I get from these people and the trust that these relationships to say, hey, if there is a problem whatsoever, please tell us immediately so we can start working on it, right? Like, some of the raid feedback that we've gotten is, hey, we don't like these rings, right? There's a little bit of gap in the rings. Like, we see that. I
I was
see
going
it.
to bring that up,
Yeah. No, yeah. It's,
but
it's one
I
of
was
those
like,
things where
wait, maybe
we
that's just
talk
an
about it.
inconsistency in the glass because there are some
No,
rings. Is it a
yeah.
big deal? That is the question. At the end of the day,
So,
does it stop you from getting the job
right.
done?
My whole thing is, a lot of people will take a gun, aim it at a wall 10 feet in front of them and say, wow, look how bad these rings are. And I'm like, but what does it look like at 15 and 25 yards or 100 yards? What does it look like in the real application of where you're going to use this?
Right.
Is it more than usable for what you're trying to do? And if the answer is yes, then okay, we've checked that box, maybe partially, right? But there is still some refinement that we can do to get it to a point where everybody's like, dang, they killed it, right? You don't
Yeah.
always launch a product and it's the EPS. You don't always launch a product and it's a 507 comp.
But you
Sometimes there's a
want
little bit
to.
of like, look, I would love to, right? Like, Holosun is a 20-person company, man. Like, there is a lot of hats that
You're
have to
kidding,
be
right?
worn. I'm really not. Yeah, it's me and one other graphic designer and Daniel, who helps out in the marketing. That's it. We have a 3-person marketing team. And
Oh
that's
my
on top
gosh, that
of
makes
the
so much
schedule for
sense with
travel. And
that DM
dude,
conversation we had a few days ago about
dude,
that
when I
monthly
when I
that was
tell you
updated.
right, when I tell you that there isn't time for stuff, I really mean, like, we are running full speed all of the time, 120 miles an hour, trying to get everything done as much as we can. And if we weren't as passionate as we are about the industry and we weren't shooters and we didn't enjoy this, like, none of this stuff would get done, man.